I never thought one single message could pull me back into a storm I thought I'd escaped. It was a Thursday night in Chicago, and rain was painting the city in streaks of silver. My phone buzzed, one name glowing on the screen. Liam. We hadn't spoken in 5 years, the kind of 5 years that changes a person from who they were to who they pretend to be. I was an art teacher now, living a quiet life on the north side, near Lake Michigan. The kind of life that doesn't hurt, the kind that feels safe. But the message was short. I'm in town. Can we talk? I should have ignored it. God, I really should have. But I didn't. Because once upon a time, Liam and I had been everything. He was a photographer, a dreamer who believed every broken thing could still be beautiful if you just looked at it the right way. We met in college down in Austin. I was painting murals on campus walls. He was capturing sunsets that no filter could ever do justice to. We loved like fire, careless and wild, until life did what it always does. It asked us to choose.
He got a job offer in Los Angeles. I got a teaching position back home in Illinois. We said we'd make it work. We didn't. So there I was, 5 years later, sitting in a diner off Route 41, rain still tapping against the windows, waiting for a ghost to walk in. And when he did, he looked the same and yet completely different. A little older, a little quieter. His hair had strands of gray now, his eyes heavier, but still kind. He smiled that same half smile that once ruined me. "Hey, you still order pancakes at night?" he asked. Somehow I did. Some habits don't die. We talked for hours about nothing and everything. About jobs, parents, life, regret. He told me he had moved back to the Midwest trying to find some peace, and when his voice cracked halfway through a sentence, I realized something had happened. "What is it, Liam?" I asked. He hesitated. His hands trembled slightly. Then he said, pause, "I'm sick, Claire." The air left my lungs. "What do you mean?" He explained quietly. He had been diagnosed with a degenerative heart condition. The doctors said he might have years or maybe just months. And all at once, I felt that same fear I had 5 years ago. The fear of losing him. He smiled, softly. "I didn't come to ask for pity. I just wanted to see you again. You were always my good memory." I looked at him and I couldn't speak. My heart wanted to break open, but my mind whispered, "Don't fall again. Don't." But love doesn't listen to reason. Over the next few weeks, we saw each other again. Coffee dates that stretched into midnight drives. Walks by the lake where he'd bring his old camera, still pretending he could freeze time. And I started to wonder if this was fate, giving us one last chance. But fate, as always, had other plans. One evening, he didn't show up to the diner. I called him. No answer. Texted. Nothing. My chest tightened until I could barely breathe. I drove through the rain straight to his apartment on the west side. Lights off. Door unlocked. And there he was, asleep on the couch, camera in his lap, a photograph resting on the table beside him. It was a picture of me, taken just last week, smiling, unaware, sunlight spilling across my face. On the back, he'd written in his messy scrawl, Thank you for finding me twice. He was gone. The doctors said it was peaceful. A sudden stop. His heart just couldn't keep going. I remember sitting there, numb, hearing the rain outside, realizing I had lost him twice in one lifetime.
But here's the twist. A month later, I received a small package in the mail. No return address. Inside, a memory card. Dozens of photos of me, walking, painting, laughing, all moments I never knew he captured. And the last picture was of the sunrise over Lake Michigan. A single note attached, "Every sunrise after you is still yours." I visit that lake now every morning before work. I sit by the shore, coffee in hand, watching the world wake up. Sometimes I swear I feel him beside me, not haunting, just resting. I don't cry anymore when I think of him, because I realized he didn't come back to make me love him again. He came back to remind me that I still could. And maybe that's what love is. Not holding on, but learning to let go with grace. If this story touched you, don't forget to share it with someone who once loved deeply and lost bravely. Because sometimes a story isn't meant to make us cry. It's meant to remind us we're still alive. I'm Claire, and this was The One I Let Go.